got an update coming your way. Back to the broadcast center. Here's JB and Phil.
Trailing by 3, the Rams get it back with 1:16 left in regulation.
Yeah, Matt Stafford takes them 7 plays, 57 yards to give them the 36-yard field goal by Lucas Haversick. And the game is going into overtime. Baltimore and the Rams tied 31-all. Back to Jim, Tony, and Tracy.
And update time. Right back to JB and Phil we go.
Nip and tug, Jacksonville and Cleveland.
Sure is. Good play design. Evan Ingram catches the 2-yard touchdown pass from Trevor Lawrence. They go for 2. They do not get it. Cleveland up 31-27. Little over a minute to go. Back to you, Jim.
Making a score. We're going back to New York with the big update.
A thrilling end to overtime.
Oh, yeah, Cook, that was a great touchdown catch he had. But how about this? Overtime. Tylan Wallace in a punt return goes 76 yards for the touchdown to win the game. Baltimore 37-31 over the Rams. Back to you, Jim. Exciting stuff.
Come on in here, friends. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. It's 7-0 here in the first quarter. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, and Gene back in the studio observing for any officiating situations that need clarification.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Progressive, the right call to protect your home and car. Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL. And by the new film from Illumination Entertainment, Migration.
Boy, those last 2 meetings, the divisional game. Best game I've ever seen in person, won by KC in overtime 42-36. Last year, the Bills winning late on a touchdown pass from Josh to Dawson Knox. This pass off the fingertips of Reed. And again, a lot of the audience just joining us. It's 7-0 on a Josh Allen touchdown pass to James Cook from 25 yards out. And it was Josh who told us last night, meeting with him, that in his mind, it's playoff time right now.
100%. I mean, this is as big a game as Buffalo's had all year. I mean, they're right there. We told the early audience that they're going to lose every tiebreaker. If they get to 9-8, that ain't going to be good enough. They've got to go 4-1 to get in this. And having a win today would go a long way.
About 6. Now, after the early window in the complete games, well, Baltimore winning on that punt return in overtime at 10-3 now in the 1 position. KC trying to stay in that mix. They don't know what it's like to play on the road in the playoffs. And then here's the thing to watch on the right side. Buffalo, if it won here today, would become one of 5 teams at 7-6, and maybe Denver could be another one for 2 spots at the moment for the wild card. That's how thick it is, and you got to stay up with them. And we'll be back. First quarter is complete. We're back here at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. And by Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
Magnificent sunset in Kansas City, where the hometown Chiefs are down 14-0. And you see Sean McDermott there. Tony, we met with Sean last night. You could just feel his remorse for an insensitive analogy that he told his Bills players back in 2019 about 9/11 and how the hijackers had successfully communicated as a team. Sean said he knew within an hour back then that he had made a regrettable mistake and apologized to the players. He told us, I take full responsibility for that, as we've got the couple. And for more on Sean McDermott and that story, here's Tracy.
Well, Jim, as you mentioned on Thursday, McDermott immediately apologized to the team for letting them down. At the end of that meeting, Bills captain Micah Hyde stood up and he said, "We know who you are, Sean." Josh Allen, he followed up with the same sentiments. He told us he loves Sean, not only as a coach, but as a human being. He also told us once the meeting was over, nothing more needed to be said, and in no way will it be a distraction today.
Another update coming from New York. Back to JB and Phil.
It's pretty.
Purdy to Debo. Yes, it is Purdy. Look at the pass protection Brock Purdy gets, and he's able to look down the field. And one touch on the football. 54 yards later, Debo Samuel in the end zone. San Francisco up over Seattle, 14-10. Back to you, Jim.
Yeah, statistically, you know, we've seen them the last couple of weeks. Everything but the finish. I mean, you look like they should be plastering people. And this is supposed to be looking at the board here, but I'm looking at the fact that they haven't been able to quite get things to go all the way down at the end. They're 6-6 as a result. That is magnificent.
Well, this is a team that's 9-3, 10-2, easily in my book. The point differential to be at 500.
Here's a first.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Papa John's. Pizza gets bigger when you shakaroni at Papa John's. And by the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Yeah, 'tis the season down at Union Station.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. In theaters December 22nd. And by Domino's. Get great deals on pizza, bread twists, chicken desserts, and more.
Okay, coming back out of the 2-minute warning. Each team with 2 timeouts. And knocked down. Boy, it was Bolton who knocked it down.
I mean, that was great job by the offensive line, giving time. Perfect throw, gives everyone time to get down there. And this had a chance for a touchdown if Bolton, like you said.
Yeah, he was there on Shakir.
That would have been a touchdown if he was turned the other way or anything.
It's like boxing out in basketball.
They're glad Bolton is back.
Yeah, no kidding. It's the end of the first half with the score. Buffalo 14, Kansas City 7. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon. And a word from your local station.
iPhone 15 Pro, your husband deserves it.
Carolers, to tell me you want a new iPhone, a better plan is Verizon.
No way they take this break.
Yes, they will in any condition. Get iPhone 15 Pro and iPad and Apple Watch all on them.
Please forgive him.
It's all good, just a little awkward. We'll wrap this up.
It's your last chance to turn any iPhone in any condition into a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE all on us. That's up to $1,700 in value, only on Verizon.
Touchdown for James Cook. Driving, turning those legs into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh, what a play to Kelsey. Bobbing and weaving and finding his way for the touchdown.
Well, it's a 14-7 game at halftime. And you heard it back in the studio. Our colleague said, boy, it feels like a playoff game. In many ways, it has all kinds of playoff implications. This season, Crown Royal is celebrating the hosts who make game day royal. You can join us to unlock your support at kickoffwithcrown.com. You got the Chiefs who are trying to stay in that mix for a 1 seed. Baltimore's already won today. And of course, you got the Bills who are playing for their playoff life. And they're not eliminated. You know, they could still, who knows, win the next 4, go 10-7, and that might make it. But boy, they need a win.
They control their own destiny, though, right now. I mean, you got the lead in Kansas City. They beat them the last 2 times in the regular season. We know they lost in the playoff game in the last 3. But this does feel like a different Buffalo team. But the problem is Patrick Mahomes just did what he always does. He kept his team in the game right there. And even though they've lost this year, Jim, he's always given them a chance at the end of the game every time. And I think you'll see that happen today.
And Tracy caught up earlier with Coach McDermott.
Coach, your defense did the job in the first half. Josh Allen's interception seemed to give the other team some life. What did you tell your team they need to do in this second half to close it out?
Well, just got to do our jobs, trust ourselves, trust our fundamentals, play as a team. Got to take care of the football and get the football away from that. It's going to be that type of game. Always is.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Pummeled by Reed. Here's the first half quarterback numbers. Allen with a touchdown pass and a touchdown rush.
Yeah, and he got off to that really hot start. Mahomes closed the first half out, keeping his team right where they need to be within striking distance. But think about if Kansas City wouldn't have scored at the end of the half, Buffalo would get the ball here.
That's powered by AWS.
Well, Josh Allen, outstanding. Watch this. I'm going to go ahead and move the offensive line. You guys block him. Forget about the guy on the end. Nope, let's go over here and block him. That freed up the running back to just free release outside, and Willie Gay had no chance. And that's all because the quarterback changed the protection and allowed his running back not to have to block Bolton inside.
Back here in Kansas City with the visitors leading at 17-7. Just get the feeling, even though that took a significant amount of time off the clock, that this is just going to open up, as they always seem to between. It's update time. New York bound we go. JB and Phil have it.
Drew Lock playing well.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of playing today for Geno Smith. Kobe Parkinson is the receiver this time from Drew Lock. 25-yard touchdown pass and run by him. San Francisco up 21-16 over Seattle. Back to Jim and the crew.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Corona Extra. Live La Vida Más Fina. AWS. Transform your data and business with AWS. And by PetSmart. Anything for pets.
We're back after that drive of 75 yards and 9 plays. The Chiefs find the end zone. Mahomes with the touchdown pass to Rashee Rice. Devin, considered the league's most prestigious honor, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award recognizes NFL players who have exhibited excellence on the field and whose passion impacts lives beyond the game. Deion Dawkins from Buffalo, Patrick Mahomes from Kansas City are their team's nominees. Deion Dawkins has been nominated before. He gives so much to the community, providing resources and support to communities in need. And Patrick emphasizes the importance of children's health and wellness. We'll have the NFL Man of the Year announcement at the NFL Honors Thursday, February 8th, right here on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the NFL. And by Taco Bell.
A look at Enchant, Kansas City over at Legion's Field. Complete. Tracy.
Jim, after that touchdown, you talked about the connection between Mahomes and Rice. Well, that connection started actually back in April before the draft when Mahomes was in Texas looking to throw some routes. Through a connection, Rice wound up there. He told me he couldn't believe he was catching passes from Mahomes. He said he still cannot believe it. What Mahomes said that stands out about Rashee, he said he's a dog. He just gets out there, he gets the ball, he listens. Rashee Rice told me that came from his grandma, Gloria. She's on hand today. Got to see him catch that touchdown pass, Jim.
Yeah, he's just...
When we look at Buffalo, who's 6-6, not cutting it close. 8-14. If it's not close, they always win.
That's since 21. 8-14 in one-score games. This year, they're 2-6 in one-score games, and they have 4 wins, by the way, by 26 plus.
And that's the thing, 22-1 in all others, which means they never get blown out. They're always in it. And to me, with that point differential, it's the first time since 1950 a team has over 100, and they're 6-6.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Chipotle. For real. Barefoot, the official wine sponsor of the NFL. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
We're back with 11:31 on the clock in Kansas City, and we're tied at 17. This Bills offense has done very little so far with its last 2 possessions after a field goal drive to open up the third quarter. And who will win this game, this matchup of future Hall of Fame quarterbacks? And speaking of the Hall of Fame, I just have to take this opportunity to congratulate one of the true legends of CBS Sports, our friend Lance Barrow, who on Tuesday will be going into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame in New York.
Wow.
A career very richly deserving, being recognized. All the Super Bowls, the Masters for a quarter century, 4 Super Bowls, his last being Super Bowl 50.
He was running the truck, talking in your ear all those years,
all the time. And what an honor to be his teammate. And I speak on behalf of everybody at CBS when I say that.
I tell you what, one of the hardest things to do is to fill someone who's in the Hall of Fame his shoes. Our producer, Jim Rookoff, he's trying. He's doing a good job,
Doing a good job. Congratulations, Lance. Here's a 1st and 10 and a keep by Allen for about a yard. We have an update. Thank you for them all today, guys. Good work. Here's JB and Phil.
Chargers are on the board.
Boy, it's been tough sledding for the Chargers, that's for sure. Finally, a 3-yard touchdown run by Austin Eckler. He has 100 total yards for the day. The Chargers now behind Denver, 17-7. Back to Jim and the crew.
Thank you. Very strange day out there out west. That game. How about Minnesota and Vegas at the 2-minute warning in regulation? 0-0. Well, we've seen these last 5 games. Been some of our greatest memories here over the recent years. Chiefs lead at 3-2. Although the Bills have won the last 2 regular season matchups here. But look at that, 16 lead changes, with 6 of them in the 4th quarter and overtime.
The game's just getting started, people. If you haven't watched the history, right now we could have let's just go right here. We just wanted you guys to really be entertained with all of our really funny dialogue today, right?
Yes.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds you to drink responsibly. And by Burger King. Melts are so back. Toasty, cheesy, melty, delicious.
We're coming out of the 2-minute warning, and the Bills are trying to take the lead on a Tyler Bass field goal from 39 yards. Well, next Sunday, the NFL on CBS regional action. Some will see the Bucs and the Packers. We'll be at Miami, the Jets and the Dolphins. Other regional action late in the afternoon. All starts with the NFL today here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. There's your playoff picture with Miami tomorrow hosting Tennessee. And Tony, we're going to see the Dolphins next week. We're trying to get that 1 seed in this 3-way battle for the 1 between the Ravens, the Dolphins, and the Chiefs.
Have you ever seen it like this? This is about as close as
I know it is. And then you got on the backside of it what Buffalo is trying to get in the mix or stay in the mix with all those teams that could be at 7-6. If the Bills win today, they're yet another one for those last couple of wild card spots. What a final stretch drive this is going to be. Well, it's going to be back-to-back losses. We had that graphic early in the game about how he doesn't lose 2 straight.
That's the emotions of the game. You know he wants to win so bad, the competitor in him. And guess what? Whoever got to 20 was going to win this game based on
that's what it took in the end.
And it was.
Yep.
He's upset with the refs.
I've never seen him like that before.
He was yelling at the refs.
Great respect for those two. From one another. That's the 3rd consecutive regular season the Bills have come in here and won.
Sean McDermott gets it done. This defense showed up in the key critical situation, but with a little help by a guy standing offsides. Watch Mahomes.
Well, it just became a little more likely, not definite, that he may be looking at down the road to have to play a playoff game on the road come January.
For the first time ever.
Yep, and now look at all the teams at 7-6. As Buffalo joins this list that is 7 wide, starting with Pittsburgh. 7 for the last 2 at the moment. And that's the order they stand based on current tiebreakers. And the Chiefs fall 2 behind in the loss column to the Ravens and the Dolphins.
Wow, and guess what? Buffalo winning this today, Jim, still fighting for their playoff lives, but you never know. They could get way up there. They could be playing at home if they win out.